Hey guys, it's Claire here. Welcome back to another 5-minute design business video. Now, in this video, what I want to do is share 5 free ways that you can actually improve the way that you show up on Zoom and the way that you have your Zoom sort of set up all organized. So this will not cost you any money. You don't need any tech. You don't need any fancy equipment. This is all just simple tricks and ideas that you can actually start to implement if you are finding that you're spending more time on Zoom these days than you might like to. Now, I'm sure that many of you have had to pivot your business away from doing in-person design consultations. I know many of you will be back working with clients face-to-face, but Zoom offers us a lot of opportunity actually to change the way that we do our businesses and to actually scale the way we do our businesses. So instead of driving all over Sydney, like I personally used to have to do when I was working as a designer, if I'm able to run some of those consultations and some of those meetings over Zoom, instead of driving everywhere and spending all my days in a car, which I used to spend a lot of time driving around in a car, then that's going to save up a lot of my time that I can spend doing other things. And I'm sure that's the same for you guys as well. So yeah, you'll probably be spending more time on Zoom. If you're not spending a lot of time on Zoom, have a think about how you can actually do a lot more of your sort of everyday client meetings and stuff like that via Zoom, because you are going to save yourself a lot of time. And the great news for you is that where you might have got objection from clients in the past who didn't, felt they couldn't do Zoom or didn't think that they could get as much done via Zoom as they could face to face, a lot of people have changed the way that they think about that stuff now. They know that they can actually, have great results through Zoom meetings and stuff like that. Everyone's used to it now, just thanks to COVID and everything. So we're all in a much better place because of that. So with all of that in mind, let me share some ways that you can be showing up a little better on Zoom, because if you are going to be running Zoom stuff professionally, then it is really important that you try and set yourself up so that you do look super professional when you are running those meetings on Zoom. And so I have like 5 tips. I'm trying to get my notebook set up for myself because I've written myself a little bit of notes and I can't read them. That's a bit silly, isn't it? So here's some of the tips that I have that are completely free, as I said. Tip number 1 is completely free, is all to do with your energy and the way that you show up on camera. So you don't want to come on, and I'm just exaggerating, but if you are a quiet person, don't come on with no energy and not really share any enthusiasm, even if you do feel really enthusiastic about the project. Put on your best self. I'm not a particularly over the top person, but when I show up to do these videos for you, I do try and show up as my best self. So I try and think to myself before I hit live on anything that I'm recording that I want to be really valuable for you guys, and I want to be inspiring for you guys, and I just want to show my sort of personality and my sort of enthusiasm towards helping you guys achieve your goals. So think about what you want to come across as, what your natural sort of state is in your personality. Are you fun and bubbly? If you are a bit more serious, then still show up with enthusiasm and put that passion through your sort of Zoom and your interaction over the camera. So that's tip number 1. Second tip I've got, which I've shared in a different sort of video about getting used to being on camera, is to stare down the barrel of the camera. That is something that really takes a lot of getting used to. And on Zoom, we can get used to, I've got my film, I've got my sort of picture of myself here while I'm recording, and if I stare at myself, you suddenly lose contact with me. So I can see myself now, but I've lost contact with you because my eye contact with you is coming through staring at that green dot at the top of my webcam. So have a think about wherever you're, do you have a camera or whatever you're using to actually film, your webcam on your laptop, and make sure you can make connection with people by staring through that. So that's your free tip number 2. Free tip number 3 is try and have your Zoom camera front onto you. I see a lot of people who, particularly if they're working off their laptops, they're looking down on their Zoom. First of all, it's not a very flattering angle to be looking down, for a camera to be looking up on you. It shows all our, not best features with our double chins and things like that if we have them. We don't want that. So what you want to try and do is either be looking up slightly or be looking front on to your camera. So you can see that I'm pretty much flat on, front on with this webcam, and that avoids, it sort of just looks nicer, and you will look a bit better that way as well. So we want to show ourselves up in the best light that we can. So there are a couple of tips. You look even better if you've got the camera coming down from the top. So wherever possible, try and be coming down from the top, or at least coming flat on. Try not to be coming from the bottom up. You won't look at your best. So that's tip number 3. Tip number 4 is to have a think about your background. So you can see in the background I've given, this is just my office, and I'm a bit of an OCD freak and I would like interior design and all of those things. So my office looks nice, but I also give some consideration to how I'm framed in the picture. I'm sort of like symmetrical through that doorway that you can see in the background. I often have this door that you can see here closed, which means that those two shelving units in the back will both sort of like frame out the frame nicely. And then I've got some other bits and pieces that first of all show my personality a bit. So you can see on this side, I've got lots of my books. I've got some pink and yellow stuff. So that ties in with the branding of my business. So I've got the pink and yellows that are sort of a real feature of my brand. I've got, goodness, it's hard to sort of point in the wrong direction. But anyway, I've got, you know, my nice hay chairs that I love, and this little light over here. Let's use the other hand. This light. Anyway, you can see a little light that way. So that's in the picture. I got this. Oh my gosh. Which finger? This finger. I got this blanket, my new Hermes blanket I got for Christmas from my husband. It was a very strong hint, everyone. Don't worry, my husband would probably not have thought of that without my very, very, very strong hint, but I love it so much. So now that's in my picture. So that's just, and this is my dad's vintage chair that's in the picture. So there's just stuff that means something to me. But I have thought, as you can see, a little bit about the framing of the picture. So that's the other thing. One other thing about your actual environment, and this is tip number 5, is to think about natural light and where the natural light's coming from. So I have a big window behind the camera here, and so I have natural light coming in and shining on my face, and where possible that's what you want to try and do too. Do not sit with natural light coming from behind you. You will shadow your face and it won't look very good. The best thing to have is for your face to be lit by natural light. I also actually to the right here have a ring light. It's sort of like 5:30 in the afternoon, so some of that really nice daylight has gone away a little bit now, but I've got the ring light, and so that really helps because that sort of just adds a little bit of extra natural looking light, and a little bit, it's just shining a little bit of extra light on my face. So if you do want to invest in something, I did say these were all free tips, and the free tip is to sit in front of natural light, but if you want a little bit of extra light, then think about having one of those ring lights to just lighten up your face a little bit when you are on Zoom. So they are my 5 free tips. Now, one bonus tip is don't necessarily dress the way that I'm dressing in all of these videos. As I said, we are still on school holidays. I'm still in my activewear. I'm just trying to pump out a bit of content so that I've got stuff to give to you guys. And I just am not in the zone for getting all dolled up with my hair and makeup at the moment. We're running around all day to play dates and kids here and trying to fit in my exercise and trying to fit in my work. So I'm sorry, but this is probably another tip that I would share with you, is to try and show up if you're doing professional Zoom videos like I'm trying to, by not wearing your activewear. But I know you guys, we are all friends around here. I know you guys are forgiving me with that. So 5 free tips. Let's recap them. Show up with energy on your videos. So bring your best self. So whatever that version is, do not try and be someone that you're not. That will really come through if you're trying to fake being someone that you're not. But bring your best energy and bring your best self whenever you are doing videos. Sometimes it can help to stand up. So I am sitting at the moment, but I often find that you can get a bit more energy by standing up. So if you've got I do have a sit stand desk, so I could raise the desk and I could be standing to do a video like this. That will probably bring even more energy to the video. So have a think about your energy. Number 2, look down the barrel of your camera. Don't look down at yourself. You're looking up into, staring through that little black dot or green dot or whatever you've got. Number 3, have the camera front on. So you don't want to be looking, have the camera looking up on you. You're not going to look at your best. So either we're going to come from the top down or we're going to come flat on. Number 4, have a think about your background and how that all looks and what is in the background. And if you are running Zooms for your business, how can you tie in things like your branding colors? How can you tie in things to show your personality? All of those sorts of different things. So have a think about your background. Don't have just ugly stuff in the background. It's very distracting, especially if you're doing sort of videos like that, because people will be looking in the background. So don't have like weird stuff in the background. So just have a really good think about that and what your set looks like. We're all designers here, so I know you guys can be super creative with that. And number 5, natural light shining in on your face. So sitting in front of a window is ideal. Don't sit with windows behind you. That will cast shadows and that will not make you look at your best either. And then if you do need a little bit of extra light, have a think, if you've got a little bit of budget to play with, about investing in a ring light or a little bit of artificial lighting that can help to enhance your sort of features and your light and all of that sort of stuff. So 10-minute video today, sorry guys, but I hope those tips are helpful. Completely free and stuff that you can get set up today. So if you are doing Zoom videos, if you are recording any videos for all different parts of your business, I hope some of those tips are helpful for you. And I hope you implement some of those in the next video that you do. Do let me know if you do that, and also comment below if you have found this video helpful. Now, these 5-minute design business videos, please tell me what you want help with. I do have a whole list of topics that I'm just sort of covering off and stuff, and I know they're topics that you guys find helpful because I know you guys pretty well. I've got to know the sorts of people are in the community, and I sort of get a bit of a good sense of what you guys need help with. But if there is anything in particular, please message me, email me, comment below, whatever's comfortable for you. Let me know the topics and I'd be very happy to add them to the list and cover them off. So that's today. I hope that was helpful, and I'll catch you in the next video when we come back for the next 5-minute design business video. Bye for now.